guys, welcome back to the Crafty Maven. Today I am doing a Project Life page and I am getting the light blue color from the inspiration piece as an inspiration for this particular layout for this week. I really liked the colors in this Scraptastic kit that I had picked up a while back and I thought it'd be a good opportunity to use it for the first time. So I'm going to work on this title card, and I have to admit this title card is not one of my favorites. I did some stamping on it. I wish I would have just kind of left it alone. So you're going to see me do that here in a couple minutes, but yeah, I just wish I really leave it alone. I don't really like how the stamping turned out, but you know, I didn't want to let this card go. I probably could have trimmed off the top and bottom, or I guess the top, and then mounted it on some white cardstock, but you know, I just kind of went with it. I fixed it up a little bit and then I did some additional stamping, so you'll see that here in a second. But first I'm going to put some washi tape down. I am also in my 2017 album, I am doing my week number and my week, like the date range, in this typewriter font. It's called Veterans Typewriter, and I think I got it from dafont.com. And I am doing all of my title cards with this. Sometimes I don't always use the 2017, but I am using the week number and the date range in that font. So that's what you see me gluing down the first part of this video. So here's the stamping that I did that I didn't really like. I didn't like how that looked, so I thought, okay, well, let me circle these days because it's the whole week, and then I really didn't like that either. So I end up just pulling this washi tape off, and the only problem with pulling the washi tape off is when I do that, it also rips up part of the card because these cards are kind of printed on like with a regular, maybe not a regular printer, but a printer. So when I pull it up, it kind of leaves a mark. And so I thought, well, if I trimmed this off, which is something I could have done, I would have had to trim off a considerable amount, and I just really didn't want to do that. So anyway, this is my solution. I pulled up the washi tape, and you still see a little bit of that black outline, but I'm just going to go with it, and I'm going to add these little arrows that came in the kit as well to the top and bottom, and that's pretty much what the card's going to look like. I'm going to come back a little bit later and add some wood veneer stars, but that's kind of what that card's going to look like. So I do like the rest of the layout a lot better than that, but you know, sometimes all the cards on your page don't always work out perfectly. This is a stamp set that I got from the Scraptastic kit. It came in the Project Life kit that I'm using, and I'm just going to use various circles and different things from that kit to stamp some images. I really wanted to use my stamps up because a lot of times I will get stamps and I don't use them like I should. You know, if I'm going to buy them, I might as well use them, right? So I am definitely using a good chunk of these up when I am working on this layout. So I'm just stamping this in some Stampin' Up! Ink, and it's called Tempting Turquoise, and then I used a circle punch to punch that out. And I don't really like my foot, if you can kind of see my slipper in the bottom left. So what I'm going to end up doing is put a little bit of that yellow and blue washi tape down here, and it kind of covers up my foot so you don't see it, and then it gives a place for that little punched out circle to sit, so it wasn't just kind of floating around. So that's a picture of my two doggies. They were kind of getting all nice and cuddly. And then this is a little wood veneer star that I'm going to put in the middle of the little stamped image. Now I'm going to move on to my next card. This is a picture of my daughter and her spring photos. I really think this is a cute photo. I like how it turned out, and I like the barn wood in the background. And it also went well with my color scheme of kind of like the bluish greenish color. So I am going to actually mount that little card, or that little picture, on a piece of white paper. It is what, like a wallet size? I'm not sure exactly what that size is. Maybe 2 by 3 is the size. I'm not quite sure. But I felt like it was needing a little bit of grounding, so I'm going to mount that with a little bit very thin border of white cardstock, and then I'm going to flip this card around because the polka dots are not centered and it really was bothering me. So I'm actually going to put the card kind of up to towards the upper right hand corner, and then I'm going to put that little camera chipboard piece on here, and that Love You is from a Simple Stories sticker sheet that I'm going to show here. It's the Daily Grind, and I just thought I'd add that in there to add a little bit extra. Now here's a picture of my daughter. I'm just kind of showing you how that is going to be positioned on the page. I'll show you an overview at the end, but basically I'm just showing that I'm going to journal about the slime, and what I've been doing a lot in 2017 is typing all of my journaling up and then cutting it into strips, which is a bit of a daunting task. Sometimes I do that, sometimes I try to do something a little different, but I've been doing this a lot, and I do like the look, but it does take quite some time to trim it all up. But I just trim it with my trimmer, and you can see there how I had a bunch of different strips. I just trim it so that they all stay attached, because otherwise I'll never be able to put the sentences back together. And then when I'm ready to actually cut them out for the particular card I'm working on, then I just trim them out. And I did actually watch another YouTuber do that, and I can't remember who that was anymore, but it really works out really well. So whoever I did see do that, it was definitely from her. So now I have a little bit of space on the bottom of this card and I want to do something else. So I am talking about the slime here. So I'm just trying to figure out what might go here in the bottom of this page. So what I'm going to end up doing is writing the word slime, and it's going to be anchored by that washi at the bottom right. And then I'm going to do a little bit of hand journaling with my Sharpie marker, and then I'm going to also put another element here on the left kind of middle of this card just to fill up some space, and that's just going to be one of these stamped images. And I'm going to get my yellow ink out, and I believe it's Daffodil Delight. Sorry, it was a little fast, but it's Daffodil Delight by Stamp It Up, and I'm going to stamp it on a sheet of paper, and the first stamp worked really well, so I just went with that. And I'll punch that out with the same circle punch I used earlier. And this is also a Stampin' Up punch. They are retired. They have the flat ones now, and those are a lot nicer for storage. But for this layout, I just used the one that I had in my stash instead of buying new punches. And I'm just going to write the story of Gooey the slime. Oh, the story of the No, that doesn't even make sense. Now that I'm looking at it, I'm crazy. I probably should go back and fix that. I totally didn't write that right. I think I was going to say the story of the slime, and then I wanted to add something else in, and I guess it should be the story of the gooey slime, not the story of Gooey the slime, because we didn't name it Gooey. But anyway, oh, sometimes going back and watching these videos playback, I find all kinds of funny things that I've done. But anyway, moving on, this is a picture of my coffee, and I just took one of those chipboard elements that says hers, and then I had some little journaling that I stamped out, or not stamped out, I'm sorry, trimmed out. And then I am now adding the stamped image that says today's story here, and I showed you the picture of us at a restaurant. We took my husband's family or parents out for dinner. It was my husband's father's birthday, so we took him out, and I am just journaling about that on this card and using that stamped image. Next, I am going to go back to the slime picture. I felt like it looked a little sad and boring, so I decided to add these puffy sticker alphabets, which are awesome. I absolutely love them. I wish I had like 20 packs because I would like to use them on every layout. But I love these puffy stickers. They're kind of that not shiny puffy sticker. They're more like a foamy puffy sticker, and I just love how they feel. It's got a really cool velvet texture, and they just look really neat. So I had a little strip of a word strip there above the word slime. And here I'm just going to trim out some more journaling strips, and I'm going to put them on top of this typewriter picture, and then I'm going to add a few, 3 I think, wood veneer stars here in the right hand corner. And then that's going to finish this card once I glue them all down. I'm just using my liquid adhesive for my wood veneers. That seems to work pretty well. I haven't had too many problems with using that. So now I'm going to move on to another picture here. Oh, actually, no, I'm sorry, another 4x6 card. This is a journaling card that came, or I guess a filler card that came in the Scraptastic kit, and I didn't like it sitting there plain, so I decided to trim out the exclamation point, and I'm just going to pop that up a bit with this foam. And then I've already put some journaling down on this card, and this is the only paper that I didn't get from a stash. It was actually from a 6x6 paper pad that I've had for quite some time. I'm going to add some of this washi tape again just to balance it and bring that washi across the page, so it's not just in a few spaces on the left page, it's on a couple pages, or a couple spaces, sorry. And I'm going to add some more journaling here on the left side of the exclamation point, and I'm going to journal about that picture of my daughter that I just showed you. And then I'm going to add that love speech bubble, that's that chipboard speech bubble right there, and then I'm going to fit my journaling in here. Now this card did end up turning pretty busy, but I do actually like it a lot. I'm going to add quite a few little wood veneer stars. They're actually my favorite wood veneers that I have, and I do have quite a bit left, but I am afraid of losing it. Or not losing it, I'm sorry, using them, using them all up, but you know, they have to be used. You have them in your stash, there's no point in hoarding them, so you might as well get them on a layout and enjoy them there. So I'm going to add more of those puffy stickers, and it just says grow because I'm talking about my daughter and how big she looks in her new little outfit and all that kind of stuff. So now I'm just going to sprinkle those wood veneer stars kind of all over this card. And I'm using various sizes. There's actually 3 sizes that are on this, or that came in the collection of the stars. So I'm just going to glue those down, and I probably should have fast forwarded through this. I forgot that I actually had you watch me doing all this, so I apologize. But it's rather quick. So that, I think, is them all on the card here. And then I will move on to the next part. And then this one, I was just dying for a little bit of that yellow washi tape to get some yellow in on this layout, and I just add that strip and kept it simple. Here I'm going to use another stamped image after I put this washi tape down. I'm just going to say right now, I believe. And I'm just going to trim off the excess. I didn't want a lot of that blue on there, so I didn't put too much. Oh, I guess I'm going to go back and put that stamp here in a little bit. So here at the end of the day, chipboard piece, I thought that was perfect because this was my little puppy at the end of this particular day, and I thought that chipboard piece would go perfect there. So I'm going to add some wood veneer also to this little chipboard piece, which makes it a little bit more dimensional than I typically like, but I think it's fine. I like how it looks. And what I'm going to end up doing is coloring in these stars with a little bit of my yellow Copic marker. I just thought that the wood veneer color was kind of blending in with the chipboard, and I wanted to have them pop just a little bit more. Plus, stars can be yellow, and I have a lot of yellow in the layout, so it worked out well. So that is that, and now I'm going to come back to this card and add the right now, and I'm just going to add that same turquoise ink, that tempting turquoise, and this is that same stamp set that I got from Scraptastic. So I just want to bring that blue basically up to the top, and I thought that worked well. So now I'm going to do something with my daughter. I thought I needed a little bit of something on this page, so I'm going to add some strips of washi on the right hand side. Just a little bit. I'm going to use both the blue and the yellow and then trim it off, and I'm going to add one wood veneer star over here. Again, just to bring some of the color across the page. And then after I do that, I think I'm going to move on to the overall layout, and I'm going to apologize up front. The overall layout I wanted to show to you while I was putting in a few last little touches, and there is quite a bit of sun coming in. I was having trouble trying to shade it, and I really wanted to get this layout done, so I apologize for the sun that you can see here. But I did want to have you guys see the overall layout because I know a lot of people would like to see the overall layout as well as the close-up, so I'm trying to give everyone the best of both worlds. So I just added that one wood veneer star to that one card, and then that right hand side of the page is done. This is the left hand side. I'm going to try to play with this card because, like I said earlier, I wasn't all that happy with it, so I wanted to do something else with it. So in the end, you'll see me adding some of those little wood veneer stars. But first, I'm going to work on this picture of dinner, and I'm going to add some washi tape strips here, and then add this wood veneer star. This is probably my second favorite wood veneer, and I don't use these nearly enough either. So I'm kind of contemplating on if there's anything else I want to do. I kind of like how this layout's looking right now. I don't feel like it really needs very much more. So I'm just going to add these stars here in the top left card, and then that's pretty much going to be it. So close-ups are going to be here at the end. I want to thank you guys so much for joining us. If you like the video, please give us a thumbs up. Make sure you check out our Facebook page. And if you're interested in seeing anything else from me, all of my social media links are below. So you can get to all of my YouTube channel and Pinterest and my blog and that from that. So thank you guys so much for joining me, and I will talk to you again very soon. Bye. Have a great day.